What's up YouTube? This is Boston Chris Comics here with a new video, and this video that I'm making, I just wanted to take the time to go ahead and pay my respects to Tim Tebow from Lords of the Long Box. I know that by now most everybody should know that we unfortunately lost Tim a little more than a week ago. He passed away unexpectedly, and what he meant to the community is something that I think is kind of immeasurable. Like, he was just such a big part of the comic book community, and just he is somebody that we all really I think look up to and will severely miss in the community. And I just wanted to take some time to kind of go over how I knew TiVo, and just to kind of say my goodbyes. There was an amazing tribute show done last Sunday on the Lords of the Long Box channel, where everybody, or a lot of people in the community gathered and went ahead and paid their respects to TiVo. They shared all kinds of stories, funny stories, great memories, and went ahead and let everybody know just that TiVo meant so much to them. And it was just a great outpouring of love to go ahead and say goodbye to a guy who really just meant a ton to the comic book community, and somebody who just in my mind is irreplaceable. So if you haven't had a chance to go watch that, definitely do so. Also, there will be a link in this video, and there's also a link on my Instagram for the GoFundMe that was started for TiVo's girlfriend Kala, to help her out. So if you have anything that you can go ahead and donate to help out, you can use that link to go ahead and just give what you can to help out Kala through this time. So I tried to do a say goodbye on the hunt last Friday, but I was too emotional. I was starting to break, and it wasn't really coming out well. So I just wanted to take some time and just kind of get past the initial shock and grief of everything, to be able to do a video that would be just something fitting to say goodbye to a friend. I had known TiVo for about 10 years. He was a channel that was well established, I think, when I had first joined YouTube. I originally, and I've said this before, my original introduction into the YouTube comic book community was by just trying to find videos to learn how to grade comic books, and then that kind of led me down this path of discovering channels within the comic book community. And it was just kind of a just random thing that I didn't know existed. I just initially, for me, YouTube was just kind of just a place you come to just watch whatever you feel like watching, and just kind of move on. But this actually had felt different, and when I saw his channel, like, I just was really taken back by it. Or it's just like he'd come on for his haul videos, and sometimes had those scratch mixes, and just be playing music and just showing incredible books, and it was just like, wow, this guy's and I think the thing that was I guess really stood out was just that it didn't seem like he was just a guy that was just kind of in his house showing books and everything. Like he had this aura about him that he just seemed like he just was like something big in the community. So I was always a frequent watcher of his stuff, and eventually, not too long after being in the community, like actually starting my channel and being in the community, I got the invite to there used to be an off-air hangout that used to be on Google Hangouts. This is like years and years ago. I don't remember who specifically started it, but I do know that it was just a bunch of guys that were like kind of hanging out with the comic book fanatics group, and so that's where I met a ton of people in the community. Like Undisputed Frost, Amazing Murphinata, Gene Polly's PETA, um, who else? Tat Comics, AG Surfer, Kyle Rowe, Jeff Johnson, the mayor, Maki316, and of course, then there's just a ton of other people I met through there. But then also, of course, Tim Tebow from Lords of the Long Box. And it was funny because it was a 24-hour, just basically 24-hour hangout that would happen, just because, it was just full of people from all over the country. So, at any point in time, people were hanging out on there. And I want to say at least for like the first like couple weeks or something like that, he would pop on, but it would be at times when I wasn't on. So I didn't meet him until about 2 weeks after being in that group. And then when I did, it was just like, I was kind of starstruck. I'm not gonna lie, because I was just like, it's Tim. He's actually here. So, he showed up and was just like, I was just, trying to be quiet because I was just like, I don't want to say anything dumb. I don't want him, to sit there and be like, oh, like who's this guy? But like he was like, oh, who's the new guy? And then I was like, my name's Chris. At the time my channel's name was Buckshot33, but people had started calling me Boston Chris, and so I was like, Chris, Boston Chris, and he's like, all right, nice to meet you, and this and that, and from there, just kind of had different conversations, and just talking about comics and stuff like that, and then what I felt like I kind of bonded with him was just talking about hip hop, because he was older than I am. Like I was born in '82, so he had some years on me, and so when we were talking about old school hip hop, he just kind of like had so much more knowledge from like being older and kind of being there at the inception of hip hop. He was just like, oh, you heard about this guy? Like, start talking about a guy named Grandmaster Flowers, who I had never heard of before. And he's like, oh, check this out. And what I will say is that, Tim's comic knowledge, where people are like, oh, like he knows tons about comics. He knows a ton about music. I would say they're like neck and neck, comic knowledge and music knowledge. He was an encyclopedia for both. So he almost kind of like gave me like a homework assignment type thing, like, oh, check this out and look at this and look at that. And so we would see each other in the office, and he would ask like, oh, did you check this out? Yeah, I did. So it was kind of just like a fun thing, just kind of talking about hip hop and just whatever else kind of came up. Like those offices were really fun, that's where I got the chance to kind of meet him, and that's where I kind of got to know him. Like I wasn't somebody who spoke with him every single day, but like when we had the chance to hang out, I would talk with him and everything like that, and he was just a cool down to earth guy. So fast forward a little bit, and talk about like my one time being able to be on his channel. He had started a show called Fanboy Fight Club, which was kind of fun. It was like a debate show where two people would have opposing views on a topic, and they would just kind of defend their their view on it, like why this is better than that, why Star Trek is better than Star Wars, why obviously they talked about it on the show, the classic Namor versus Aquaman, and then Otto had defended he led the Star Trek versus Otto from 3 Men in the Basement did Star Trek versus Star Wars with Beyond the Blast Doors, and that was another classic too. So I was asked to kind of be a substitute at I was on the JLS Comic Conversation live show with Jesse from JLS Comics, and he was going to go on and try to defend Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat. He couldn't make it, so he asked me to step in, so I did. And so I went against Jim Mint Collectibles to defend Street Fighter versus Mortal Kombat, and I lost. I lost good, but it was one of those things where it was an honor for me to be able to say that I was actually on the Lords of the Long Box channel. I was on the show, and Tim was an amazing, welcoming host. He was just cool. We talked after, and he was just a cool guy, and I have to say that for everything that's out there, it's just like a lot of times we tend to kind of think that it's just one of those things where it's just like, oh, you can never just kind of get to know people. It's like community is so big and this and that. It's like, I don't think so. You can just reach out and talk to people and have fun. Tim was one that I think really wanted to help out a lot of people, wanted to help them all grow and be successful. I think that on the JLS comic conversation show that we used to have, he was always in our chat. He always would go ahead and throw comments in there, talk with us and everything. And I think that's because he just wanted to see the channel grow more, like Jesse's channel grow more, and see the show kind of be more successful. And that's the kind of guy he was. Like, he wanted everybody to kind of to just kind of share with everybody and have everybody kind of come together and be at the top, just because we were out there trying to just have some fun, talk about comics, and just be the ones to just entertain everybody and have some fun. And he was just great in that way. And I will say too, one of my favorite things that he had done, and something I think that was really, really great, was during the pandemic. So everything was locked down, like couldn't go to cons, couldn't go to your local shop. And he, along with Mike from the Big To Do, the owner of Comic Tunes and Toys, when the restriction, I guess, got kind of lifted to allow people to kind of be able to do like I guess curbside pickups and stuff like that, he went ahead and had like a live show from inside of the Comic Tunes and Toys, just kind of selling books. And it was just something that was just, I think, huge for the community. It helped everybody out. It's something that everybody needed at that time, to be able to know that hey, we have a community here, and here we are going ahead, and you're able to buy books, and you can just kind of get everyone together and get everybody to kind of, I guess, forget about the fact that we're stuck inside our houses, and just know that, hey, we can all hang out, have some fun. You can buy some comics, and just kind of get that vibe back of the excitement within the community, and excitement with just knowing that there's going to be better days ahead. And it's just something that I think that where people look at it like, oh, like, this is great, get to buy comics. It was just one of those things that helped everybody know that even though right now it's tough, there's a better time coming, and we're all going to get back to doing this again. We're all going to hang out. We're all going to have fun again. So I will say that I do regret never actually physically meeting TiVo. I think that he would have been an incredible person to meet in person, and to kind of get to hang out with them, and just kind of dig in them long boxes, like he would say. Just kind of meet up at a con and say, hey man, nice to meet you finally in person. But unfortunately that didn't happen. But just wanted to again say that TiVo, you are an incredible talent. You're just absolutely the glue that held this community together. I don't know, without Tim, I don't know what the comic community would be. So for him, for his legacy to continue going on and being just an amazing community, like, thank you for helping build this. Thank you for being the guy that kind of inspired so many people to continue doing this, to come into the comic book community. And rest in peace, man. Everybody is definitely gonna miss you, and just there's not enough thanks that we can give to say thank you for everything you did. So rest in peace. Hope to see you again, brother.